La radio de l'identité locale à Aix-les-Bains et autour du lac du Bourget, Radio Grand Lac sur 92.1.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Bonjour à tous ceux qui nous écoutent aujourd'hui en Radio Grand Lac 92.1 FM et bienvenue à l'émission Your English Weekly. Je suis Sinead Dupont, votre professeur d'anglais. L'objectif de cette émission est stimuler la langue anglaise et l'expression anglaise. Chaque semaine, vous découvrez soit un article, une histoire d'un élève ou un étudiant de Your English Workshop. Cette émission est sponsorisée par Your English Workshop, qui est un centre de formation pour l'apprentissage de l'anglais pour les adultes et les enfants certifiés Calliope. Pour les ados qui souhaitent avoir les infos pour les stages de cet été, n'hésitez pas à voir notre site internet at yourenglishworkshop.com. N'hésitez pas à partager cette information avec vos amis. Alors, restez à l'écoute pendant les 15 prochaines minutes pour notre expression de la semaine et notre conversation en anglais avec Sylvie Daudin et Idowu Fayenuwo. Idowu. Okay, thanks. Hi, and welcome back to Your English Weekly. Today we have Sylvie and Idowu. Idowu, thank you, Sylvie, who is giving our lesson about her association with Idowu, who is going to tell us today about the way of life in Nigeria. Thank you, Sylvie. Hi, and thank you for coming to us today. Sylvie, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience today?
Yes. As you said, my name is Sylvie Daudin. I'm 64 years old. I live in Jacob-Belcombet, near Chambéry. I have 3 sons and 6 grandchildren, 3 boys and 3 girls, from 10 to 1 year old. I've worked as an engineer for 40 years. 2 years ago, I stopped to work and wanted to find activities in associations. Thanks to a neighbor, I discovered the association BLE, Bien Lire et Écrire. We could translate RWW, Read and Write Well. This association offers several activities to people who want to improve their French, speaking, reading, and writing. It can be individual or collective classes, e-learning. BLE offers also IT training or reading workshops.
Oh, thank you, Sylvie, for all of that. Now, I'm going to try again. Tell me if I get it right, your name, okay? Idowu. Idowu. Oh, maybe at the end I will get it right for the end. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, could you introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay. My name is Idowu Fayenuwo. I'm from Nigeria, live in France, Chambéry precisely.
Okay, fantastic. And now, before we talk about Nigeria and the way of life in Nigeria, Sylvie, I'm going to just ask you both if you know the expression or if you've heard the expression to go potty. Have you ever heard this expression before, Sylvie?
No, never.
And what about yourself,
No.
Ido? Never? No idea what that could mean.
No, we will wait
Till the end
of the program.
And I will tell you then exactly. Okay, so listeners, today we are going to talk about a way of life in Nigeria, and there are some new words you are going to hear. Today's lesson is an A2 level, so we will be speaking slower than normal. Sylvie, can you explain to our listeners border?
So to border is to be a frontier of, a border is a frontier.
Populous.
Populous, it's densely inhabited, full of people.
Ethnic, you will hear the word ethnic.
Ethnic, it's nearly as in French, and it's a minority group.
Yeah, correct. Good. Now, I may not say this correct. Yoruba. Thank you.
So it's a language spoken in West Africa, mainly in southwestern and central Nigeria. It's spoken by the ethnic Yoruba people.
And protectorate.
So it's nearly the same word as in French, and it means dependent territory.
To gain? What is it to gain?
To gain is to acquire, and in the text we will see it's also to win.
Ah, okay. Current, it's at present. The current capital, we will see, means the town which is now the capital. Okay. Actual
is existing.
Okay. And we're going to hear yam.
And yam, so it's not so easy to explain. Yam is a root which can be eaten. Yam is a tropical climbing plant. And it's also the American word for sweet potato.
Ah, yes, that's what, okay, thank you.
But I think that in French, yam is igname, because it's very difficult to explain.
I think so. Okay, no problem. Flour?
I think it's used for flour, and it's fine, soft powder.
Yeah. And water leaf?
It's an herb,
because it's a plant.
It's a plant grown in tropical regions as a leaf vegetable. Vegetable.
Vegetable. Good work. Cassava.
Cassava is a plant also with tuberous roots, and it's also called, as in French, manioc.
Thank you. Pounded. What is the verb to pound?
To pound is to grind.
Yeah, to grind.
To powder.
Good work. According to?
Depending on, determined by.
Yes. Attendance?
It's the act of being present.
And our last word today is compulsory.
Or compulsory, it's the same as mandatory. It's required.
You have to do it. Exactly. Okay. Are you ready to tell us all about the way of life in Nigeria?
Thank you. Like I said earlier, Nigeria is a West African country. It's located in the south of the African Horn and bordered by Benin in West Africa. Niger in the north, Chad in the northeast, Cameroon in the east, and Atlantic Ocean in the south. The country of over 220 million in population, cover in area of more than 900,000 square kilometers. It's the most populous country in Africa. The density of the population of Nigeria is twice that of France. Nigeria has 3 national ethnic languages. Tribe represented 60% of Nigerian people, namely Yoruba, my mother tongue, Igbo and Hausa, but the official language of Nigeria is English, while other countries are not like that. At the beginning of the 20th century, the British government established southern Nigeria as the British Protectorate and part of the British Empire in 1914. The British formally united the southern and the northern Nigerian Protectorate into the Colony and Protectorate of Nigeria. The country gained a degree of self-rule in 1954 and complete independence from the United Kingdom on October 1st, 1960. as the Federation of Nigeria, 1st of October is now our National Day. I came from Lagos, the largest city in population and previous capital of the country, located in the southwest of Nigeria. The current capital has been the planned city of Abuja since 1991. And I came to France a year ago, and I've been seeing many different things compared to Nigeria. Firstly, weather. In Lagos, the climate is tropical and only two actual types of weather exist. One is the rainy season from March to October, and the other is dry season from October to March. Secondly is the food and vegetables. In Nigeria, we have our own type of food that are very difficult to find in Chambéry, like yam flour, water leaf, and cassava. With yam flour, we make pounded yam, called lignon in my mother tongue. And water leaf is an annual plant cooked to make soup. Ice sometimes means Nigerian food. Transportation is also very different in my country. We have national and much private transport. We can buy a bus and use it as you want to transport people who pay according to the travel distance. In Nigeria, there are a lot of open market and many noises. Regarding education, attendance is not compulsory at any level. There are more private schools than government schools, and it's very expensive. You could say about 25% of Nigeria don't go to school and speak only their mother tongue. All these mother tongue are very different, and people cannot necessarily understand each other. During my stay in France, Chambéry precisely, I have had the opportunity to know the Blé Association, where I met Sylvie as a teacher, and she's doing her very best to teach me how to speak French and many things about French culture. However, it is a bit difficult to understand. I don't attend all activities proposed by Blé. It is still difficult for me due to my too poor French, but I like some as garden activities where we learn plant names and some vocabulary about garden, and where we can meet other students from different countries.
Well, thank you very much for all of that. So you're a gardener. You love gardening. Perhaps we could grow some of the amazing vegetables from Nigeria. Difficult, I think, with the weather. It's not quite the same, yeah. So just in a very short moment, Sylvie, do you think you could tell us a tiny bit about the association?
I told you
at the beginning.
And what I can say as a volunteer is that I discovered how French is difficult to learn for the pronunciation with our, for instance, our E that we have to pronounce E or R to pronounce R, or U to pronounce U, and for
I know.
a lot of people it's difficult to pronounce.
Yeah.
And when we think about the French grammar, it's
I know a lot about that. Ooh la la! Even after 30 years, I still make mistakes. So I wouldn't worry too much from the moment we can manage to communicate, which is the main idea. So listeners, that's all we have today for our special guests. But let's come back to our expression, the meaning, go potty. So a synonym of go potty would be to go nuts, to go crazy, or mad. However, it is mainly used in British English, whereas go nuts would be mainly used in American. So there you go. Well, that's all from us today, but if you wish to listen to the podcast again, don't hesitate to find us on YouTube on Radio Grand Lac 92.1 FM. And of course, you will find us with our Facebook page or Instagram. And don't hesitate to send me your comments, but you must stay tuned today because you will have at 1 o'clock Jessica with Tendance Déco, at 2:15 with Joe and the Jeu du Mouvement, 1 hour, one commune with Santos, Jean-Pierre, at 5 o'clock tonight, and on va tutti faire péter, I think I got that right, avec Jérôme at 6:15. So that's all from us today, our listeners. Thank you for joining me today on the air, and I will be back next week for the 4th of July and Independence Day in the Americans. Bye to you from us at you.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.